Hey guys, it's Urban here and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I am reviewing a Tier 8 Soviet tank destroyer, an SU-101. This is the second Tier 8 tank destroyer that you get on the Russian tech tree. Of course, the first one is the insanely famous SU-152, and the second one is the a bit unfamous, the SU-101, which I have right here. So why is it unfamous? Well, the reason why is the ISU has a very big gun that does 750 average damage per shot. However, that's pretty much the only good thing about the ISU. This thing is more mobile, it has more armor, it actually has some view range to defend itself from. It's only the gun is a bit, it's not as big as in the ISU 152. The gun is, well, it has more guns. But the top one is 122mm, the same that you get on the T10 and the STI or the ST1, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's the thing that these tank destroyers have when you go down this line is they have a lot of damage per minute. They're very high DPM guns. The SU-101 or the SU-100M1 has a very good 100mm that has 10.2 rate of fire, which by the way reloads in less than 10 seconds. Well, not 10 seconds, in less than 6 seconds, about 5.5 seconds. And that's very good for something that does 450 damage. Then you have this gun on the SU-101, which reloads in about 10 seconds, which isn't bad. And you got the SU-122, which also has the same gun but with a lot better rate of fire. And the Object 263, which is also a good DPM machine. This is what they have. They have good DPM over, high alpha damage guns that the other line has. Plus they're a bit cheaper. If you check this, the 704 is almost as expensive as an IS-7, which is a tier 10. Then the Object 268 is probably the most expensive tier 10 with 301,000 experience needed for it. However, let's get through the stats of this tank. Now, it has an interesting choice of guns. First, it has a 100mm D10S. Well, you have two stock guns if you get down the SU-100M1. You have the D25S, 122mm, it's on the same one as on the SU-100, except it's on the tier 8. Which, by the way, I didn't use because this def very inaccurate. I used the 100mm because it's the accuracy and the aiming time. Same penetration, yes, of course it does have a less damage, but it does pay off with the rate of fire. Now those are the two stock guns, which I prefer the 100mm. Then you got an upgrade 100mm that you research with very decent average penetration of 219, 320 average damage, almost 9 rounds per minute, 0.35 dispersion, which is very good, and 2.1 aiming time, which also isn't bad. However, the stats of this gun are pretty good, but there's one major problem. In fact, I'm going to show you. I'm going to equip this gun, and look at this. Look at the price of one shell. It's 1,230 credits for one shell that does 320 damage. Now with the upgraded gun, the 122, the other one, this one, shell costs less than the one on the previous gun. And that's a problem with that gun, is that the shells are just so expensive that you are lucky if you get a profit out of a game. However, with this upgraded gun that has a lot more damage, 440, 258mm of penetration, rate of fire, okay, it's 5 rounds a minute. With gun rammer you can get it down to like 6. Yeah, 5.93 I have currently, which might not be the best 10 seconds, but hey, it's alright, it's average. 0.37 dispersion, 3.1 seconds of aiming time. Those are not very good numbers, but I do prefer this gun over the 100mm because the shells cost less and the penetration and damage are kind of worth it. Now, the arm on this tank is a thing that I'm not sure of. Yes, it has 120 millimeters at the front, 90 in the side, and 40 at the rear. But it doesn't really have 120 millimeters over on the frontal plate. In fact, I think that it has 90 millimeters. 120 is only the superstructure of here, which, by the way, it is very strong. The superstructure, it bounces a lot of shots, and the frontal plate is just not good. But if sometimes this side is a bit more angled than this side, as you can see, and sometimes you can bounce even shot from the side if they manage to shoot you here, because it is angled 90 millimeters, which is alright, but the rear is only 40, nothing interesting. And the bad thing about this tank is that it only has 990 hit points for a tier 8 tank destroyer. That is very, very low. It's just insanely low. The mobility, it is very mobile tank destroyer. It has 35.6 tons, which is quite a lot. I expected less. 680 horsepower, 19 horsepower per ton, which is very good. Top speed of 54 kilometers an hour and 16 reverse speed. Good thing is also it has 38.4 traverse speed, which makes medium light tanks quite hard for them to flank you. So that is a very good thing, unless compared to the SU-102, which can barely turn anywhere. So that's that. The concealment is 20 on the stationary vehicle, which, by the way, for a tank destroyer, that is very good. Let's just compare it to the Yacht Tiger 88. Okay, it's 10. That's very. But then again, it is a Yacht Tiger 88. Let's compare it to something more. I don't know. An A4004 Conway. Oh, that's even worse. Look at that. The A4004 only has 5.08. The WB732 has 28.5, and the SU-101 has 20. That's not much more, if I'm honest. It really isn't much more. Let's see the S45CA. Okay, so it's pretty much as sneaky as the bathtub at tier 5. The Stuck 4 has 20, the Stuck 3, okay, so look. It's pretty much as sneaky as German tier 5 tank destroyers. So that is very good, it is very sneaky. And as I said, spotting, it can spot things now that it has actually some view range of 388 meters. I know it's not fantastic, but compared to the ISU's 330, which is very miserable. In fact, let me just clarify that. Actually, it's 350, but it's still crap. Compared to SU-101's 388. That is very good. Well, compared to the ISU, I guess. The firepower I didn't mention previously. It has 122mm, that is 440 average damage. The shell can also roll up to 550 damage, which is I'm very, very happy when that happens. 5.93 rate of fire, as you can see, 10.1 seconds of reload. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Gun traverse speed is 46 degrees per second. However, that is not very useful since your gun arc is only 7.3 degrees on one side and 7.3 on the other side, equals 14.6 degrees in total. It's very, very bad compared to, I don't know, T28 HTC has 30 degrees in each direction. The FV4004, I think has a turret. The 4005 has 45 degrees on each side. Just the problem with the SU-101 it has so narrow arc that if a tank moves for like 10 meters, you usually have to redo the concept of aiming and stuff. That's the one thing that I don't like about this tank. It just the gun arc is just too narrow. 2.64 seconds of aiming time. It's pretty slow. But then again, it is a big gun on a tier 8 tank destroyer, and then a .35 dispersion, which is actually pretty nice. 2,600 average damage per minute, not really good since this line is more of a DPM line, but that is compared to the other tank destroyers like the 4005 Stage 2 has 2,600. Okay, so it's pretty much the same as that. Yacht Tiger has obviously more. Oh, but actually not that more. That is interesting. Stuck 3G. Okay, so it's only a tier 5 to be honest. So T28 HTC 2003 S35, but that's very bad. That's very bad. Sadly, I can't compare it to an FE 4004 because the DPM on the Conway is pretty much the most crazy thing I have ever experienced. But the one thing that is more crazy than the FE 4004 is the Tortoise, which has even faster reload. 6.7 seconds on this tank. Tortoise can get it down to 5 seconds, which is just crazy. But yeah, SU-101. Another thing that I hate about this tank is that it never does what you want it to do. For example, you want to hit the lower plate, the shell goes into the upper plate. You want to hit the upper plate, it goes into the lower plate. You want to hit the cupola, you can't because it always either misses or it bounces off another side of the turret. It just never wants to go where you want it. And that's one problem with this tank, because it's kind of like an unattainable. Well, other tanks for me are like dogs. You can tame them, you can learn from them, and then kind of learn the way they play so you understand them. This thing is more like an untameable wolf. It's a wolf, you can't really tame it. It has a mind of its own. If it wants to attack you, it's going to attack you. If it wants to leave you alone, he's going to leave you alone. It's a very frustrating thing in this tank that it has something that you just cannot tame it. And that is another problem. Now, after that criticizing a bit, let's get into some Ace Tanker gameplay. Okay, so here we are on the Winter Himmelsdorf, which is just a Himmelsdorf, it's a winter, and we are going first onto the railway. I never went onto railways with tank destroyers, so this was my first time. Tried it, well, we'll see what's gonna happen. That's a very interesting driving style of mine. Look, that I'm not even looking where I'm going. It's literally, it's not the free camera mode, by the way. It's just the way I drive sometimes. Kind of get a feeling of the map, trying to know it on, I don't know, on by heart. It's just weird habit that I have. Right. First of all, nothing appears, which is, well, standard. Somebody actually has to push in order to something be spotted, but something is spotted. It's a heavy tank. I can't see it, so then I decide to move a bit forward, like now. And come on, he's gonna get spotted soon, which means I will be able to shoot it now. Come there, it is. Look at what I mean by look at that. It just misses. If it wants it to miss, it is going to miss. Fair enough, I didn't aim it full. But hey, look at this shot in the VK. Full aim. Tracks. There we go. It's just, man, this gun, or rather this tank. And then at the end, where it actually hits it into the turret. On the plus side, I did get some assisting damage just because I tracked that VK, so that's a good thing. Now, the tank only has 25 AP rounds and 3 high explosive, which means 28 in total. You can't really store much ammunition on this tank, but then again, look at it. It doesn't really have much space, because front here is the engine, and this is pretty much the entire space of where you can put your ammo, which is not a massive amount of space, if I'm honest. So what are we going to do now? Well, I think we're going to attack the Scorpion, but first, a wild artillery appears. Who is not looking, and look at this, not fully aimed. Of course it's gonna hit. If it wants to hit, it's gonna hit. If not, well, fuck you then. Scorpion. Don't know what the hell he's going, but he's dead now. So that's 3 kills already, which is nice. 885 damage. Not the most amount of damage, but hey, what can we do? Actually, that's pretty bad for a direct tank destroyer. Just putting that out there. Indian Panzer in the distance, trying to snipe on our team, and I can't really put a shot into him, so... Yeah, well, I could, but didn't really want to fully aim it, because I would probably miss. Anyways, let's see what this Cromwell has on his mind. Well, apparently we're gonna leave that Cromwell for a bit and join with the tank destroyers to help out with the cab. Actually, no, we're actually going to go back and think of shooting at that Cromwell, who, by the way, is a bit AFK. There he is. Spotted, I don't care. Take my time to aim. Finally, there we go. Okay, I hit him. Indian Panzer on top of the hill. Just watch this. This is how you kill a tank without him noticing it. 3, 2, 1. Bam. Everybody has to hit it at the same time. He's gonna be dead instantly. Like that. Okay, 1700 damage. Working up there, getting up there, which is pretty good. SU-122-44. Watch this shot. Want to hit that thing, but it bounces off the SU-122-44. Happily didn't pan it, because if I would, that would be a disaster. And that was a bit of a ballsy move. Wanted to block the SU-122-44 in order just to get the kill, but that's not what you should actually do. Don't do that. Anyways, moving on forward. By the way, if you're on Himmelsdorf, this is also some kind of a sneaky, like that. Just go through like that. It's simple. Heavy 4202P in front of me. Kind of waiting a bit. Not the best, not the best technique if I'm honest. But yeah. Ooh, that's a big tank. We don't want to go against that. So T-34 is coming to me, which means I have to get out of here as soon as quickly. So I decide to attack the Heavy 4202P. However, that Heavy 4202P is not going to have the best of a situational awareness. Just look at this. I mean, if I would beat that Heavy 4202, I would drive forward so I could flank me, but apparently he doesn't do that. Look at him, just so many opportunities, but he doesn't give a damn. Oh, the truck ate the shot. I bounce off him, which is not what I want. Heavy 4202 plays very badly and misses. Now I can actually take my time. Actually, he should be reloaded by now, but he's not, so. 2,300 damage. Now this is the most insane thing I've ever had. So the Indian Panzer, GG, SU, watch this. Cromwell, 311 health. T-34, 844. I'm alone against two tanks, Cromwell and a T-34. T-34 puts a shot into me, as well as that Cromwell, who wants to flank me thanks to my amazing traverse speed. I managed to kill it. 6 kills, okay. Now this is just a game of who's gonna reload faster. Come on, SU, come on, come on, come on. Ow! And I killed the T-34, and the T-34, whose luck is not happy, hits my track and doesn't kill me, and I luckily put a shot into him and kill him. 7 kills and 3,500 damage. This was one hell of a game. And I was just, at the end of the game, I was just relieving myself, because that was the most insane thing I probably ever had. Being that lucky at the end of the game by surviving a hit from a T-34, who actually shot my track. I have to admit it was luck, but I managed to carry the game with 7 kills, 3,500 damage, ace tanker obviously. In order to get an ace tanker this thing, you have to do about 4,000 damage if you have only a few kills, but you can get an ace tanker if you have 3,500 damage like I did here, and get 7 kills. By the way, kills do boost up your experience quite a lot, so that's pretty much the reason why I got an ace tanker. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review of the SU-101. Maybe if you want it, buy it if you for some reason don't want to buy an ISU-152 just like me, because for some reason my ego doesn't like popular tanks. So I like to test out the other ones that aren't that popular, and wanna figure out why they're not that good. And the SU-101, I gotta say, it is a very good tank destroyer, but sometimes it has a mind of its own, so you gotta watch that. All in all, That was a very good game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I never did belong. Tomorrow I'll be gone, don't cry. Mama, don't cry. I'm burning down this town, so if you see me around tonight, kiss me goodbye.